Are we live? Am I live? I've never gone straight live. I always do my scheduled stream and countdown. Um, yeah, I think we're going. I'll drop a link in the Discord, pop out the chat so I could see it. Yeah, I'm late. We were out making a video, but we're going to make this happen anyways. I think that's how the summer's going to have to be a little more flexible with the schedule. So yeah, I believe I'm live. Everything looks good. Okay. No viewers yet, but we'll get it going. Let me grab a link to this stream. Well, how do I even do that? I don't even know. I never do it like this. So let me figure this out. Just got back. We were making that, if you heard me talking last week, did the pilot of a new series that I want to make for YouTube for Dirty River, where we talked to interesting cyclists from Akron. So I was out filming that, and we did the pilot episode with my buddy Micah, who's also going to work on some of the design work and helped us with the whole planning process. So, yeah, so we ended up hanging out and having a beer and chatting about the whole entire thing. So, but I think it went well. I'll be really interested to look at the footage and hear the audio. It was some serious Terry B stuff going on there, where I had studio headphone monitors on while I'm riding my bike. I had my audio recorder, which I'm using as an interface for this, in the bike bag. I had cables running to the receiver on the back of the bike, a GoPro cantilevered off the back of the bike, and Aaron and Micah riding behind me. So, yeah, it was a whole new thing, this whole crazy little situation on the bike, a rolling studio basically, and a GoPro on the front of the bike, so I could have something to cut to in case the conversation needed a pause. I would have like a way to do some like a B-roll overlay cut. I don't like hard cuts in YouTube videos, so yeah. Let me see how I could, what's the way to share this stream? Maybe I could open another YouTube link and drop it in there. I just spilled that beer all over the place. I think. So if I don't do the lead in and I don't post it early, no one shows up. This reminds me of the early days of the streams. Well, not even Pudgy's here, so it's even different than the early days of the streams. So. Let's see. Oh, it's unlisted. That's the problem. All right, I don't know if any of the beginning of this got heard. Let's see. Get a shareable link. Here we go. I started chatting, but I had no, I had the stream set as unlisted, which I didn't realize happened. I don't know what the point of doing a live unlisted stream would be, but it should be live now. So it was live, but it was private. Oh, here you guys are. What's up? I wonder what will happen when I publish this. Yeah, I think or tomorrow, there'll be like the first 2 minutes where I was here talking to myself and no one could hear it. So how's it going, dudes? Yeah, so what I was saying before, when I was in here alone because I had no links for anyone to join, just got back from filming the first episode of whatever we're going to call it, how I became a gravel badass, based on the one we did with Aaron. The idea is going to be I'm riding the bike. So this looked like some serious Terry B stuff the way I had this bike set up. I'm wearing studio monitoring headphones that are going to the audio recording device in my frame bag that is going to the back of my bike where I have a receiver, and then Aaron and Micah are both wearing transmitters talking to me. So I'm listening to their conversation, riding my bike, GoPro on the back, cantilevered with belay straps and everything, so we could see them riding. If you think of the state bikes, riding fixed up mountains with pros, that's kind of the idea. Of course, the people, cinematographers, are in cars doing that stuff, laying on the back, and they have audio monitors. We're doing this all from the bike, and then I have a GoPro on the front of the bike, so in case I needed to cut to something, I would have some kind of B-roll, which I don't think I'll need. So I think it came out pretty good. So me and Aaron are going to start to email the other people we want to do for the first season of this kind of, conversations about how you got into cycling, how you became a gravel badass. That won't be everyone's case, but yeah, so it was fun. And then, so Micah's going to do some design work for it. So that's why we used him as the prototype, and he's down with the testing. And that's why I'm late, because then we had a beer and discussed the whole process and all that stuff. If I look real flinchy, so I walked in here all sweaty, and I found 2 ticks on my legs. And when we were sitting there having a beer on our train bridge, Micah pulled a tick off my shirt. So, so I'm like real jumpy. I even just saw this black spot here that's got me all paranoid. So, yeah, I want to do one little more quick leg check while I'm standing here, because that's where I found one right when I walked in. But yeah, we didn't even ride through really tall grass. Like, my legs weren't brushing on anything. And some of you probably know this, but ticks don't jump. They only brush off grass onto you, really, or, any kind of foliage. But like, ticks are like really slow. They're just like little spiders. So you have to I'm surprised I didn't get any on Wednesday, if you guys saw that, or the Gunner ride. So last Friday, the video I put out today, where we were going through really tall grass. But people always do. They're like, that's crazy. There was a couple comments about how it's crazy for us to ride through there, but we do every time we stop. You basically just do the tick check, right? So let me say, what's up, Jay Dandy? What's up, Pudgy? What's up, Rick? Muskrat, Alpine Daydream. Been a while, I think, right? So yeah, got a nervous tick for sure. Jump in the microwave. I don't think there's really anything to do but to physically inspect, right? I mean, like a shower or anything it's not like poison ivy where that's going to help you out. But it's been one of the motivations. I've been doing it more. I never cared about it. I've always liked ankle socks, but to wear cycling socks more and more, with the way we ride, that's been like one of the motivators. And I'm finally got used to wearing the longer socks. Snacks, who's a channel member, has always kind of made fun of me for wearing the ankle socks, the triathlete look. But cycling socks always felt weird to me, and I'm finally getting used to them. But they really do make sense for the weird places we ride and all that. Anyways, what's up, Large? Yeah, Rusty knows the tick check. Rusty was really telling us about that the military tick check on each other is very, very thorough. We're close to 10 o'clock already, and then maybe we could get into that. But yeah, oh, Rick's already jumped into that. Yeah, so your ankle socks, Pudgy, too? Yep. It's taken me a while. I just wore ankle socks forever. I think part of it for me is I probably coming from being a runner, but I don't know, or maybe it's from growing up in the 80s and those long socks. It was nice when we stopped wearing those, but that's one of the things with late 80s, early 90s being back in style. I've not seen people like pulling socks up to their top of their legs, but yeah, that's exactly what Rusty was telling us about, Rick, having someone check them very thoroughly in places. So, hey, what's up, Evan? What's up, Sam? Sam, you said you had a permanent ankle sock tan at this point. Rick said he likes longer socks now. I also, even though the runner thing, I have a lot of friends who wear those. I think they call them compression socks. Friends who have had injuries and stuff. A lot of runners like to wear the longer socks, and they I don't know the science on it, but they push on the muscles, and it's supposed to be, it helps a lot of runners. Something with the blood flow from long, marathoners, I think, wear them a lot. But it's just taken me a while to get used to that. But now when I buy socks, Like when Rafa has socks on sale, I like the EF stuff, as you guys know, they're team colors. I've just been buying that. And then like when the new EF caps come out, I look and see if they have any socks on sale. Chrome, they're wool blend summer socks, like the longer ones. I've started just, it just takes a while to get used to that feel of having something higher up on your leg, but I think it's beneficial to doing stupid stuff like we do. And once you get used to it, it's not like, you know, stuff that's breathable, and the nice material stuff is nice and keeps you cool, but it's really expensive, you know. So, and garters. Jay Dandy said he thinks it's a runner thing for a lot of us. Yeah. Rick, that's terrifying. I don't even want to think about that. Yeah. I don't think I wasn't out that long, so hopefully nothing had the chance to crawl that high. Let's just be hopeful. But yeah, almost hit you up, Large, to come out and meet us, but I didn't really know how the timing of anything was going to work, and I figured if you wanted to ride, you'd probably want to get more riding in. We did a lot of talking and planning, but we ended up doing the video idea in kind of like one take. It worked out. I think it worked out. Like I said, I was listening to the audio. I looked at the GoPro, but until you see that stuff on the computer screen and try and time it. So let me angle this camera a little higher. It just bothers me when my top of my head is cut off. Like I said, I rushed this whole thing because what I used to do the audio through here, I had out on the bike. I shot a wedding this weekend. Um, yeah, I guess Large knows the guy who I shot the wedding of, and then Obsolescence would probably know him as well. But a tattoo artist who had moved away. So I brought the camera that I use for the streams as a backup just in case. I've talked about this on the streams before. Once I got the R5, this 5D4, which when it came out I thought was the most amazing thing ever, feels like such an antique, but I never go to something like a wedding without a backup plan just in case. So like when the ceremony's happening, even though I'm going to use my main camera, I have a second one right on my side just in case something weird is to happen. So, especially with cameras being more like computers now, I have had a couple weird lockups on that camera. It's never happened at an important time, but yeah, so I just threw this on the tripod, threw the mic on, started streaming, and like I said, I had the video unlisted, so no one was in here. But yeah, let me adjust this angle a little bit real quick. Let's see if the autofocus picks me. It is. So really interesting when I was using it too for photography, because I did some test shots with it just to get my muscle memory back. Everything about the camera worked fine for just regular photography. And then I'm like, why has it been failing me on the streams, like with the autofocus, like, how you could do, let's see. It's not going to. There we go. And now it's working again. I don't know. Just getting old, I guess. Long in the tooth, as they say. So I'm real rambly. I'm kind of in that mode of we were doing something that I was kind of a little bit rushing to get home, and so yeah, I need to like calm myself down. But yeah, we started at Akron and did a little pre-interview. So this is an Akron beer. They're double Northeast NEPA, and yeah, we kind of had a cool idea of. So we did the ride on gravel, and then we got to the train bridge where you kind of have to walk your bikes. So then we did an idea where Micah and Aaron kind of sat down at the train bridge and finished the conversation there while they cracked a beer, which I thought might be kind of cool and interesting. But yeah. Yeah, Rick, 5D4 is a super solid camera. There's nothing quality-wise that would like ever bother a client of mine. It's just as we've talked, once you get used to mirrorless, to go back to an SLR, even though I've used them my entire life from film to digital, and I thought that's the only thing that I would ever want to use. Like now they feel like clunky antiques, and same thing with exposure. I had to remind myself that I wasn't seeing the exposure when I was looking through the camera, that I had to go back to using the meter. And I've gotten so used to like just always seeing the exposure that, and having the histogram live. I keep that histogram up in the viewfinder, which for those of you who aren't camera nerds is just a graph of what light, is. Just get so used to all that like kind of heads up display stuff. It was really hard to go back to the thing I have used my entire life, the style of camera. But oh, so Rick, if you're asking when you're going to see the video, so what I'm going to do with the video we made tonight, and I see there's other comments, I'll jump back into those, but so I'm going to make it an unlisted YouTube video. So it will be a live one. It will be part of the first series. So I think we're going to do 6 episodes in this Riding the Bike doing interview series for the first season. And I want them to all be able to, I decided I will make them come out every week. So we're going to record them all and then schedule them all. But since I'm going to unlist it, the reason we're going to do that is so we could send it to the people we want to interview, so they can have an idea what it's going to look like and feel like before they commit, or when they do commit, they'll know what they're getting into. But what I'm going to do is I'll make a members post, and in the Discord, I will share a link in the members page on the Discord so that you guys can see it and give me some opinions too. So channel members are going to be able to see the pilot episode, and then potential guests are going to be able to see the pilot episode, but everybody else won't see them until they come out. So I figured that's the way we're going to make the June members video. So be kind of cool. And unlisted videos on YouTube, if you don't know, anyone who has a link could see them. So they exist, and they're not like entirely private, but without the link, you can't, like, it won't just show up on my page. So yeah, Rick, you'll be able to see it, and everybody else that is a member. And for any new members, there's a way to link your YouTube to the Discord if you're in there, and then it gives you access to where that stuff will be. And like I said, there hasn't been a lot new in there lately, but that's where like discount codes for swag and stuff like that lives. So anyways, Pudgy said 96 in Columbus today. It was brutally hot here in the afternoon, but it surprisingly mellowed out pretty quick. The humidity stuck around, but when we were actually filming, we sat down, had a beer at Acronym, and then we went out to ride, and there was a nice breeze, and it was really surprisingly not that bad. And tomorrow's supposed to be worse. The high that it said, I haven't looked today, but is 99 for tomorrow here. So, hey, what's up, William? William said, just got done watching the upright gravel video, which is the one I put out this morning, and learned that Waldo rides bikes. If you didn't see it, I dropped a picture in the Discord, but our friend Mike Maris, who's been on the stream, he's the metal sculpturist who lives in LA, took a picture, a selfie I took of myself with that Who shirt on, which is red and white stripes, and photoshopped me into a Where's Waldo scene, which is really, really funny. So, but one of my tenants, who's a big Who fan, and he knows I am too, he went to Cincinnati to see the Who, and he actually bought that for me, and it's like that vintagey looking logo and vintagey looking shirt. So I actually love it. I know it's loud and over the top, and even when he gave it to me, he said, "Oh, this should keep you from getting hit on your bicycle." So that was great. Yeah. Oh, Lanky. Lanky said glad he's not the only one who thought he saw Waldo. Nice. Rick asked if I adjust the tracking speed on my 5D. If I did, it was an accident. So I only went, I switched it over. The 5D is a camera which I miss on the R5, has a dedicated video stills mode, which I didn't think affected each other. But then when I put it up here, all the speeds were way off. So maybe I did something. There's a good chance of it. Or maybe it was just having it not hooked up to I don't know. Old electronics kit. But yeah, Waldo is in Where's Waldo. I could pull that picture up here in a minute for anyone who's not in the Discord. Oh, who asked Waldo? Oh, Jay Dandy, are you not? I don't know how culturally, like what the age group, like, so I grew up with Where's Waldo books. Like I had them, all the original ones from, well, the original hardback, and then there was like a trilogy. I don't know how long it went after that, but when I was a kid, that was a big thing. There were books with a character with a red and white striped shirt who was in scenes, and you just looked through the book, and each page was a different kind of cool cartoon scene, and you tried to find Waldo. But Rick asked if I was taping during the stops. So we did it out on like the downtown gravel, so we didn't have to stop. That was kind of the whole idea. So there was, so this was a continuous conversation, which worked out good because Aaron and Micah know each other well enough. We'll see how it goes when we do it with people we don't know quite as well. They're all going to be people that are acquaintances, but yeah. Pudgy, you said, I haven't looked at the weekend weather yet. You said it's going to drop into the 70s. Yeah, I was thinking about coming down there, but with how busy I've been, Pudgy, like, I'm going to camp that weekend, but I'm going to do it from home just because I don't want to spend any time with in my car this time for how busy I've been. But I really want to really want to try and hit the July one. And hopefully, like I've mentioned before, some of the people we met from Dayton, I wouldn't mind maybe trying to make the loop include Dayton and maybe getting to see Jeremy and some of those people again. So, yeah, this weekend I'm going to ride south, but me and Aaron, but just from home. So, Sam said, felt like 100 today in Chicago, 93 right now. Yeah, I wonder what the temp is right now. I haven't looked, but like I said, I got sweaty again on the way home. We were kind of cooking, me and Aaron, but it really did chill out, which hopefully will make this not too horrible of a sleep. 76 here right now, so it really did drop down. Um, let's see what they're saying for the daily. I could show this actually. Oh, tomorrow they're showing 96, which is better than the 99 they were showing, but at that point, 96 and humid doesn't matter. And so here it says very hot with a straight thunderstorm. For those of you who don't live in the Midwest, anytime it's in the 90s, it could just thunderstorm at any point. So you can't really base anything on that. But yeah, Friday says 84 mostly. Not what are the next days? Oh yeah, Saturday 74 and 54. So like a cool evening. Almost have to bring my sleeping bag. Yeah. Sunday 75, 0% chance of rain and 5% chance of rain. Nice. Yeah, I'll take that. Hey, what's up, Sleepy Howler? He said, such a great shirt. I have two similar and get that Waldo stuff always nice. I noticed on when I'm on Facebook, they've been advertising those striped shirts. I felt like it was like almost like a little kid going to the beach because mine's pretty big too. So, oh, Rick said, how late we going? Should you crack a drink? Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I think 11. So I don't want to go past 11, but yeah, definitely crack a drink. Hey, what's up, Nathan Mace? Pudgy said so he's pretty sure he's polishing his GRX cranks on the salsa just to troll. You would know better than me. Will it have any effect? Like, is that a protective coating that they put on there? I mean, I guess, what is that? An aluminum on most of the, I assume some kind of aluminum that the cranks are made out of? So probably shouldn't oxidize too bad. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Rick said, I'm in denial of my alcoholism. I need a push. And Large said, just one more. You know what I should have done before I started streaming is I should have turned the fan on in my bedroom to blow some now that it has gone down to 76. But yeah. Sleepy said the weekend looks perfect. Yeah. Like I said, at actually 54, that's bringing my sleeping bag temperature. Maybe, though, I'll test out. So this is my idea because I've told you guys we're doing the Gap and CNO. And I like just bringing my sleeping bag liner to save on space, especially if it's going to be warm. But I've woken up a couple nights where it's gotten a little bit below 60 and I'm a tiny bit too cold. And so I always have like a hoodie or a wool base layer, put those on. That's good on the top. But I'm wondering if I could just bring my like the fleece line tights or one of my wool pair of like tights or whatever you want to call them, leggings. Uh, and if that would be enough. So maybe this weekend is the weekend I test that out. And since it's just an overnighter, maybe I bring my sleeping bag just in case, but bring like my wool tights and see if that's enough for like a night like 54. So, everyone's weather tolerant or cold tolerance is so different, but my only problem is when it's waking you up. And so like that did happen to me. Um, I think on the Joy Machines camp out, it was right on the edge, just enough to wake me up uncomfortably a couple times. So what was that, 3 weeks ago? And I think I saw that the low was 59. So something you would think you would be fine sleeping in a 10 in, but still got to me a little bit. So this could be a perfect weekend to figure out where that threshold is and if like the tights would be enough for that. So, hey, what's up, Blackball? Oh, Rick, I saw that they shipped your rib. That's exciting. I can't wait till you post some pictures of it. Hey, what's up, Tony? How's it going? Oh, and Pudgy, you're talking about your GRX cranks. You said it's just anodizing, so it'll polish silver and be fine. Okay. William said just one more. That's a joke you had when you rode from Pittsburgh to DC every time you were drinking. Oh, so William, get this. This is a funny story. So I know I've told you that I'm going to be in the Detroit area. Me and Aaron are going to see Lord Huron, and then I was hoping to, if it worked out with your schedule, meet up and ride a little bit. So I get a call today from my friend Wes, and if you guys remember, I've done 2 weeks doing TV shows. The first time was in Louisville, and then in Charlotte. Uh, when was that? Late winter. I did one of the live streams from there. So, anyways, my friend Wes calls me up. He's like, "We're gonna do season 3. We got it bought. So it's like an online series. When I say a TV show, like sponsors have bought it. It's gonna live online. Their goal is to maybe get it to Netflix or something eventually, or one of the cable channels that's very specific automotive stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What week?" And he said the week, and I'm like, I was like, "I can do it, but I need to talk to my girlfriend. I have a trip to Detroit planned that week." And he was like, "It's in Detroit. We're doing the episode. We're doing the next season in Detroit." So it actually is kind of turning out to be a benefit because now the hotel room is paid for. Obviously, I won't be able to hang out during the days, but so if there's an evening where we can do a ride, and then I haven't done the logistics yet because this all just came about today, but maybe then we'll book a couple extra days to have the weekend after. So I'll definitely still hit you up, but it was just so funny that it was like, I have this trip planned, and I was like, it's not really work. We're gonna have fun, but I was hoping to like meet up with some YouTube friends and probably make a video and all that. And I was like, but these are very lucrative jobs, so it's a few $1,000s for me to run a camera, not have to do any of the editing, have all my expenses paid for, so it's really hard to turn down. I do have one other photo shoot that week. That's an event that I can't move, but I'll hire someone for that. That would have been like a $250 gig versus a couple $1,000 week long gig. So I'm excited that's going to work out, and hopefully we could still meet up and ride bikes together. But I'll DM you the details on that, and then I don't know if we know anyone else up that way. But Muskrat, you asked where did I get the shirt? If you're talking about the one I'm wearing, the Cannondale one, I think this is your brain on Cannondale, and I think it says, did it say Cannondale in there? Oh yeah, it's bikes and a bunch of words. This Otis gave it to me. It was a free promo shirts they gave to Dirty River. If you're talking about the Waldo shirt, I mentioned my upstairs neighbor gave that to me. Oh, Sleepy Holler, NYS Canal Trail. Which one is that? Do you mean the Erie Canal Trail, like the Empire Trail? NYS North. I just think New York when I see NY. New York State. So. Oh, you have 2.5s on the rib, Rick? Nice. You're going to go slicks on there? Um, Bikes in a bunch of words. Hey, what's up, Bradley? Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, so Sleepy Hour said you said yeah. So it's been really interesting. I know I've talked about it on the channel before, but I've just had a ton of editing. So Terry Berenson, YouTuber, I should drop a link to his Twitch, has been Twitch streaming. He's riding a bike across the country, but this whole first leg, once he got out of, he lives in Brooklyn, so it was like day one was them getting, Empire State Trail, but not the Erie Canal Trail. The Erie Canal Trail is part of the Empire Trail, just kind of like our towpath around here is its own trail, but it's part of the Ohio to Erie Trail. But he's live Twitch streaming his whole trip. So I think they're on day 5 or 6. But when I'm editing, I just have it on in the background. And they've been doing the Erie Canal Trail now for 4 days once they went up and made the turn. You make the turn in Albany. So, yeah, it's been really fun to watch. And they went through Syracuse, so Pudgy and Large. Yesterday, I think they were in Syracuse. And everyone was telling them, oh, they took a day off yesterday. So Sunday, they were in Syracuse. And everyone's like, go to Melavello, the bike shop that me, Large, Aaron, and Pudgy ate at. It's a bike shop with a cafe, an amazing cafe, and a bar. Really good food. Like all the seats are made out of like Thompson seat post bags. Really cool. Turned out it wasn't open, but it's so fun to watch someone go somewhere you've been and like chat with them live while they're doing it. And today they were getting towards Rochester, and it's so funny. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna need food soon." So while they're riding the bikes, a lot of us are sitting there like we're like Googling the best food stops. And we're like, are you guys trying to drink beer at lunch? And finding the best beer stops for them and all that stuff. So really fun to watch. If anyone like has, works from home like I do, where I could be working and have something on, it's like kind of enjoyable. I have the chat open on my computer when I want to say something, but then I have my TV with the stream on there. So how can you hate Terry, Rick? I think Terry's appeal is that no one hates him. He's just like so chill. Oh yeah, Sam, you said it's good to have in the background. Yeah, it's perfect. Oh, Sleepy, you're in Utica? Yeah, so they would have went through Utica. I'm trying to remember, is Utica before or after Syracuse? Well, they're going east to west. Um, Large has a joke about Utica if you want to hear it. We didn't stop. We didn't end up stopping there. Wait, is it Rome, Utica? Oh, there's Weedsport in there too. Rome. Jay Dandy, this is the perfect time for your favorite thing. I don't need to ask. I've got the internet and I've got the maps. Huh. It defaulted even though I wrote Erie Canal Trail to the Towpath Trail. I need to type in New York. Oh, Erie Canal Trail. Okay, so make sure I got this. I'm not in the way. Okay, so Rome. Okay, Utica, Rome, Syracuse. Then you go over the top of the Finger Lakes, right? Oh yeah, Weed Sports here. Savannah, Clyde, Leon. Then into Rochester, and then on to there's some small towns. What's the really cool lock one? Oh, Lockport, where you go through like where the canal drops through like a bunch of really steep locks. That was a really cool spot to check out. Yeah, then on to Buffalo. Wait, Buffalo's low. Okay, so Terry's group, they're going to Niagara and into Canada, and then I believe they're taking the ferry over to Wisconsin. So they're unfortunately skipping Ohio, but yeah. So the sections I've been at, like what Pudgy, Ben, and Aaron and I stayed in Syracuse on our way to Nutmeg and did the loop around Onondaga Lake. Yeah. So we did like a ride around here. Um, but then the way we drove kind of took us all through kind of the trail of the Erie Canal on our way out to Nutmeg in Connecticut. Yeah, too bad, Sleepy. You missed them because a couple people did jump out and ride with them in Herkimer, New York. They went to a bike shop, and someone who was in the chat like rode with them a little bit. They went to a bike shop and met everyone. It was pretty cool. Oh, what's up, Tony? Tony said a few of us are doing Empire Trail from Syracuse to Albany at the end of July. Did Buffalo to Syracuse? Oh, that's right. You did do Buffalo to Syracuse last year. Yeah. Albany to New York City or Montreal next year. Both would be cool. I really want to do the ride down into New York City. From Albany, I would take the Erie Canal Trail for a while, but then there's this different trail called the OCR, and it's real gravel and rough. I wonder if it'll show up on my map here as I zoom in. But there's a separate, is this it right here? Oh, Old Croton Trailway State Park. So this is the path of an old aqueduct that used to bring New York its water. And I've seen, actually I know it from Terry B, but it's more gravelly and it's more like just runs kind of between everything. Definitely rougher, but that's one thing I've really wanted to do. And I've even thought of doing an overnighter from, I think there's a park, right? Is this the one I've been thinking about? Yeah. So there's a campground here in the Hudson on this peninsula, and I've even thought of this as an overnighter the next time I go to New York. Camping here, if I don't do something bigger like more of the Erie Canal Trail, riding the OCR into New York City, and then hanging out for a day and riding back. That's one of my goals, whether I do it solo or do it with friends or whatever. So, anyways, something to keep in mind. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Maps and hand lotion. J. Dan used the maps what tuna boat is to piddles. Did I pronounce Albany wrong? How did I say Albany? Albany? Albany. If I pronounced it wrong, it's because I'm just talking too fast and having a beer. But Albany is how I would normally say it, I think. Yeah, William, I think they're taking a ferry, so I don't know if they'll actually be hitting your area. They're not announcing their route for obvious reasons because he's Twitch streaming, so they don't want to get messed with in any way. But yeah, it looks like that would be where they'd be going through, right? Where would they be? Oh, they'd be taking. Maybe they're going way north. Well, if you go into Niagara, okay, so here's Niagara. No, they wouldn't be going out of their way. They wouldn't be going on land north there. Yeah, you think they would have to be skirting Detroit at least. But they did say they're taking a ferry into Wisconsin. But they also said they're not going by Toronto. Well, Toronto's up there, so that would make sense. Yeah, I should definitely follow along. Let me Oh, I didn't have the map up there. Sorry, guys. I was looking at the map and you weren't. I, so it makes sense. So they said they're going through Niagara. So Niagara's here. So you would feel like they would be going across here. So you'd think they would be going to New York. So maybe instead of going around, is there a ferry here into Wisconsin? Usually Google Maps will show ferry routes when you look at it. It's not really showing anything on Lake Michigan. They also said they're not going to Chicago, so I'm guessing it's more like this. And then some of our friends who are near Milwaukee, he has mentioned in Minneapolis, he's mentioned meeting up with like Robin. I know Robin's been in the chats. He's talking, oh, maybe this is it right here, number 10. So maybe it's this Manitowoc. Maybe that's where they're crossing this way. That would make more sense. Sam said he thinks they're riding through Flint. Okay. Oh, McCord. Yeah, so Tony, me and Aaron rode along the Hudson, the bike trail, into the Bronx. But so we rode up to the that lighthouse that there's a book written about underneath the big bridge and stuff like that. But I think, yeah, coming out of the woods and having New York City rise on the horizon would be pretty cool. So don't blame them on Chicago. Yeah, I see all the other comments of where they might be going. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Let me drop that. I think I could figure out where that link is. Wrong buttons. Here we go. Why do you have to make noise? Twitch is really annoying. I just go directly to the link to the channel that I want to. Oh man, log in. It'll probably make me do like Twitch has more security than my bank. I swear to God, dude. They emailed me a link. Yeah. Real pain in the ass. Oh, this is pretty simple. Right, now it's making more noise. There's the link to his page. God help you for trying to sign up for Twitch. It's easier actually on your phone, but I like to watch it on either a computer or like my Fire TV because it's Twitch. If you don't know about Twitch, it was started for gamers and it's long form streaming. And I used to think like, God, what kind of losers would watch something that's more than a half hour, an hour, 2 hours long? And now I find like it's really fun to watch something like this, but of course it's cycling and up my alley. It's, you know, no offense if any of you go watch Minecraft for 10 hours a day. I'm not into video games, so I guess it just never made sense to me. But take the tuna boat across. I, I I prefer, so even Terry said like I prefer YouTube live streaming. Obviously, it makes more sense to me. Um, I guess YouTube has not opened up. YouTube is copying a lot of what Twitch does for live streaming. Like now, you guys can gift each other. I don't know if my channel has it yet. It just came out a couple weeks ago. gift each other subscribers, which is something Twitch had that's very popular for, you know, creators because it's helpful and all that kind of stuff. YouTube keeps integrating all the stuff that Twitch has, but I guess Twitch's chat is open to third-party API, which so if you're streaming like Terry is on his bike, he can use a different app that makes his whole entire phone the Twitch chat, which YouTube has no way to do that. So it's harder for him to ride his bike and be able to talk on YouTube because the video is still taking up most of the space. This is just from what he says. I don't live stream on location, so I don't know. But yeah, for me, YouTube makes more sense. But yeah, it is what it is. Different, you know, different stuff. So, Pudgy said you deleted your Twitch when Pixel quit. Yeah, because I used to watch Pixel Wolf do art on there. He just actually messaged me right before I got back that he switched jobs, and he has more time now. So I wonder if he'll start streaming a little bit. But yeah, I watched Pixel Wolf, and then uh, there's another YouTube cyclist, or streaming cyclist from Florida. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? I know him through Terry B. He jumps in this chat sometimes, but it's been a little while. Oh, Drift King. Drift King, I would chat with him, especially during the peak of the lockdown when he would be riding around Florida. He'd usually do it in afternoon. So watch bike porn all day. Oh, Jay Dandy. So if Jeopardy said that, I would say that the bicycle was never a dandy horse. The dandy horse is a different thing. The safety bike, to me, is the first, or high wheelers, but like there were high wheelers, but the dandy horse had no pedals. It was just like it looked like a bicycle, but it was what little kids ride, a balance bike. It was a balance bike for adults. So I don't think a dandy horse is, in my mind, technically a bicycle or what anyone would call a bicycle. Interesting that Jeopardy would say that. I'll pull a picture of one up here. It is definitely the precursor, but to me, it's like a proto bicycle at best. So yeah, there's a dandy horse. So there's no pedals or anything. You would just push yourself along and then pull your feet up off the ground and coast a little bit. So I know bicycle means two wheels, but I don't think Jeopardy should be calling that a bicycle. You know, the first penny farthings and then the safety bicycle are the first bicycles, in my opinion. Twitch is only something you do just before you die. Yeah. Don't tell that to the kids. You don't watch Pathless Pedaled, Pudgy? I knew you didn't watch Terry, but I'm surprised to know that you didn't watch. I'm surprised to hear that you didn't watch Russ. I assumed you watched Russ because Pathless Pedaled. I think out of this crew, like people who watch my channel and watch the live streams, I think if we did a poll, I think Pathless Pedal would be the most watched YouTube channel by the crew who would be in this chat. Look at the brain on Tim correcting Jeopardy. Hey. I don't know, right? I mean, would any of you guys consider something without pedals a bicycle? I find it highly unlikely. Hey, what's up, Andrew H? He said some e-bikes are more dandy horse than bike, for sure. Decline, yeah, Decline, Russ, Terry B. I would guess if we did a poll on this channel that Pathless Pedal would probably be number one, Decline, and then Terry B. But in the broader spectrum of YouTube, Terry B is by far more popular than, not by far, but I think he's approaching 200,000 subscribers. Russ is a little over 100,000, and I don't think Decline has hit 100,000 yet. But suck it, Trebek. Turd Ferguson. Yeah. Rolling crotch crutch is what Bike Snob called it. Lucas Brunel. Lucas Brunel is the OG. I've never looked at what his numbers are in the broader spectrum of YouTube. I'm hit or miss on Lucas. Like, I watch him to be like, holy, you watch Lucas Brunel to be scared by what he's doing. Um, but he has like, and he's, like I said, he's the OG. Um, I mean, Terry even did a hotline with him and stuff like that, and a live stream with him. And when I first watched Terry, I definitely had Lucas vibes, but like, there's nothing about Lucas Brunel's personality that lines up with me. Like, I don't like him personally. I have no desire to hang out with him. I I think he's overly broy's not even the word. It's like cocky, like I still watch some. I don't watch every one of his videos. But I'm subscribed and I watch a lot. And I think early on, like, he kind of invented the whole first person category, covering the bike messenger scene. I mean, there were a couple documentaries before that, but he's like kind of the one who made it popular. But yeah, there's nothing about him that, like, I have no desire to meet him, no desire to talk to him. When he does like a talking head video where he is giving advice, I don't care. But yeah, he just does crazy, crazy stuff, and it's sometimes you watch it like you watch Red Bull mountain biking videos, right? Like, I don't aspire to ever be able to ride my bike like that, but I still want to watch it to see what the best people, the craziest people can do. That's what I watch Lucas for. I'd be curious to what other people's opinions are on him. I know Snacks loves him. He's like, that's my idol. But Snacks is actually a nice, interesting person. I don't think Lucas is. He doesn't float my tuna boat, Gary. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Chris? Sleepy said, passes pedaled, your channel on decline. Well, I appreciate being put in the category with those two. Um, Rick said, pathless pedaled, old shovel, shifter, fly scout rider, psychic derailer. So those last two, Rick, I have not watched, unless I've watched them without knowing it, but I'm not a subscriber or regular viewer. Nathan Mace, I know you're talking about Lucas there when you said you're waiting for the train wreck. Don't lie. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't 100% say that. It's not like I'm watching a car race for the wrecks. You're definitely watching for the close calls, and that's what is. I don't. I don't think that's what he does. Yeah, he's insane. He's totally insane, and he totally thinks he's sane. So, Sam Diaz said, "Not big on Lucas. Stoked on Spokes is cool. I really like Stoked on Spokes as well. Yeah, I really like his just. Yeah, he's just really chill. Um, yeah, it's just cool to watch him ride. He has really good audio, really good video. We've talked about that before. He's just uh, even. I was trying to figure out how he was filming, and Pudgy sent me the video that he had, like, his setups in there, and I really like that. His videos are really quality too. But yeah, just kind of chill, easy to watch stuff, and then with high quality um, audio and video. So I'll have to look up Fly Scout. Got my notes here, actually. Let me write that down. Whenever you guys tell me something I don't know about, Fly Scout. Some of the other popular ones, just I was talking about this with Dylan. I don't think he's in here tonight, right? Because he started a little bit later. But you either line up with people's personalities and they do it for you, or they don't. There's some of the other popular ones where, like, I just it just doesn't, like, hit it for me. Where I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I actually like, and we were talking about him. I think me, Large, and Dylan were. I actually really like a lot Francis Cade, even though I don't like his like. He comes from a very roadie mentality. I really like his videos and I like the vloggy style delivery. Same thing, super high quality. It feels like there's some GoPro, but it feels like he's filming mostly on like really nice cameras and really good at like really good at the video aspect. And even if he's doing a topic, he still wraps it into a broader ride and the broader like going through his day. And I think that's one of those things that kind of pulls you in with him. It's like it builds on itself and makes you want to watch the video. So even when I see a Francis Cade topic in the video that I don't care about, it's going to be like, some carbon shit that I don't care, some roadie. I know his bike's going to be overly slammed. His tires are going to be too narrow. But I just actually just like enjoy his delivery. Um, yeah, William, it's amazing that Lucas has made it this far. I mean, I've watched a few old shovel videos. I need to watch more. Yeah. Did I ever see Traveling Through? I've never met Traveling Through. We're going to do a live stream here. I just was starting at a random time and not knowing my schedule. It just hasn't happened yet. But yeah, like Traveling Through, we definitely need to do a video together. B1KER biker. Is that me? Is that like biker? His stuff is more mountain bike stuff, and he's a big boy. That's easy on the eyes. Oh, nice. Sam said Fly Scout has a cross country series going on right now from a ride he did last year. Oh, nice. Rick said it's more about the personality rather than the discipline. Yeah, I think that's probably, and so like you said, Burn Peak, he's a mountain biker, but I think that's why I like Francis Cade, even though he's more of a roadie. Like I'm able to watch his videos; they're easy for me. But the Canadian spin that. Oh yeah, it's spin that. Yeah. How about some love for RJ the bike guy? Tony, have you ever brought that up to Yonda? You should definitely let Yonda know how much you like RJ the bike guy. But RJ to me is one of those like YouTube search term guys. So it's like I'm not gonna like watch an RJ video just because he put out a video. But if I am looking for something specific, especially when I was dealing with way more into building up vintage bikes and maintaining vintage bikes, I would go to RJ just for like you go to like learn how to change your alternator in your car on YouTube. So yeah, RJ has been someone that um, somebody I've watched a lot, but like very specifically. I do that with GCN as well because they have a lot of just tutorial videos that like when I've just forgotten a simple thing like which way the wrench goes, RJ pops up and GCN pops up, and I like them for those reasons, both of them. So here comes Tim telling others how to use their bikes. Tony said RJ has gotten him out of many mechanical binds and probably gotten me into a few too. Yeah. Yeah. So, so there's some love. There you go, Tony. Everyone's throwing RJ some love. Pudgy said Sam Pilgrim, Hardtail Party, and BKXC are all great mountain biking channels. Yeah. It's interesting because I don't watch, um, and I'm not saying I couldn't get into one, but mountain biking specific channels. So I kind of like it when people who aren't mountain biking go mountain biking because that's more who I am. So, Francis Cade goes mountain biking, Terry B goes mountain biking. Terry B's gotten really good at it to the point that, super expensive full suspension bike going out to Sonoma and stuff like that. But I still like kind of prefer someone who's like an all around cyclist. Because I've never been like I live in Ohio, mountain bike specific guy, even though I used to ride one, like a hardtail. But so I guess I've never gotten as much into like that's the kind of stuff I'll end up when I see something cool on Instagram, like watch like a mountain biker on Instagram. But I don't know. I guess being a gravel road cyclist who does light mountain biking, um, I just don't watch mountain biking specific channels. Like I said, doesn't mean if I fell into someone who had an interesting personality and did it that I wouldn't watch it. But there's also so much out there, and you only have so much time. That's why I appreciate every one of you spending any second of time with me. But yeah. Um, oh, the Park Tools channel. I'm into that for sure, Rick. Park Tools is kind of interesting. I could watch them work on stuff I don't care about. Um, I just, the way, what are the two dudes? The one's a legend, but I can't think of his name off the top of my head. And even the younger guy. I also do go to Park Tools, like I said, with RJ or GCN specifically. Like I will Google them, and if I see it's the Park Tool video, I'll be like, oh, that's the one I want. Like I'll watch that one. But I will when Park Tool, like I'm subscribed, comes out with something. Sometimes I'll just watch them, and I just like it could be they're fixing a mountain bike bottom bracket that I'm never going to deal with, and I'll still like sometimes watch their videos. So. Oh, Blackball. You are so right. Bike Man for you. He disappeared. The channel went dry. So what? It's a guy who owns a bike shop out on the East Coast somewhere, right? When before I even found RJ, that was the guy I watched, Bike Man for you, when I first built up my dad's our tore down and put together my dad's Motobacon the first vintage bike I had and the first time I started to work on my bike alone. So yeah, I totally remember Bike Man for you. That was the one. That's probably the first cycling channel I watched on YouTube, to be honest. And I subscribed because I was big on YouTube, but it was more with my photography or gardening stuff. But Bike Man for you, when I got back into cycling, was the first one. Foot fetishists like RJ, they like the white socks. Oh, Andrew H. with the name Calvin Jones. That's who I was thinking of from Park Tool. Calvin Jones, yeah. Muskrat said cycling about. I feel like I've watched some of that. That name is really familiar, but the picture isn't coming to mind right now. But I feel like there must have been a couple cycling about videos that have popped up that I've checked out. Sleepy Howler said, dang, I didn't think I watched that much YouTube, but you regularly hit most of the channels. Yeah, YouTube is, well, right now, like I said, I'm watching the Terry B Twitch streams. In summer and spring, I watch a lot of bike racing, so I watch that on GCM Plus. But when it comes to like sitting down and having lunch, that's when I turn it on, or when I finally stop working, whatever time that may be, on a non-stream night, 10 o'clock. Like YouTube is what I watch. But again, I don't watch for super extended period of times. Maybe if I'm really chilling, maybe an hour max. So like, what, 5 12-minute videos? I know that math isn't perfect, but yeah, Sam Diaz. Calvin Jones here. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot that, but nobody breaks down a mountain bike like Hardtail Party. Huh. Blackball said Calvin Jones is your guru. Calvin Jones is amazing. I mean, to watch someone with that much knowledge, yeah. I'm glad I have some friends who come across like that too. So that feller Fitzwater. I think you mean Tom Fatswater is my alias. Sleepy Howler said Park Tools helped you build your wheels. I was talking about that just the other day about truing wheels. I don't think I told you. No, I haven't. So me and Large, actually, another YouTuber, small YouTuber from Louisville, Denise Looking Out, is doing Ohio to Erie, and hit me up on Instagram. And we had never met, but we have commented on each other's videos. She follows Traveling Through, and then another guy I know in Florida, Fowl Thomas. So a bunch of us much smaller YouTubers who have been communicating. So she was riding through. So me and Large went down and met her in the Cuyahoga Valley, and then rode out to Magic City, kind of south past Akron with her, and got to hang out and nerd out. And what name did I just? I already forgot why I thought of this, but someone brought something up. And anyways, so we got a ride with kind of hang out and meet in person another fellow smaller, chill YouTube channel, which was really cool. So, oh, wheels. So wheels is why it came up. I think we were talking about the idea of that's the one thing that I've never been able to calm my mind enough to do. And I feel like that's something that would go into my wheelhouse because I can be detail oriented and I could get like focused on something, but for some reason that thing is never, I just don't want to do it. Oh, you guys are talking about Bike Man for You. Black Ball said, "Why do I feel like Bike Man for You is in jail?" Yeah, that statement just seems to make sense. But then what is Gary said? He sold the bike ship and went into oysters. Tony said GCN is a great resource if you forgot how to wash your bike every few days. That's so true. Francis Cade too. Man, I don't know. I maybe Lanky might like clean his bikes like Francis Cade does, but no other human can, right? Oh, Rick said Bike Man for You's last video was 2018. Okay. Bike Man for You is Happy Oyster Company now. Rides of Japan if you want to learn how to be a weight weenie. What's the really good Large, you still here? What's the really cool I think they're Japanese. Is it Blue Lug's YouTube channel? Who does the really they just have music and it's beautiful cinematography of like building up a bike. What channel is that? I have Large Marge's channel on loop all day. Nice. ROJ. ROJ. What does that stand for? Yeah, it's funny, Sleepy, like you said, I do most of my watching at work. I get to work from home. But yeah, as well. Oh, Rides of Japan. ROJ. Rides of Japan is pretty entertainment. Muskrat likes them. Obsolescence said any good women's channels. So like I mentioned, who I just met, Denise Looking Out. The two, what, man, I do watch a couple, both a little rodeo oriented. Who's the one woman who fixes bikes? She wears the overalls. There's three women channel I watch. Two of them are a little more rodeo oriented, and one is the one who fixes stuff, and I think it's called like what's her name fixes stuff. Oh, that is the Blue Lug channel. Okay, thanks, Rick. Oh, there we go, Pudgy. Those are the two I was thinking of right there. Katie Kookaburra, however you spell it, and Juliet Elliott. Yeah, those are two of the women channels that I watch. I actually don't subscribe, but they come up in for no reason, but they come up in my feed and I pop in when I want to. But Jay Dandy said Katie is my girl. Yeah. Both interesting. Yeah. I kind of mix the two of them up, which is ridiculous, but because I think I watch them a lot infrequently or in the winter when I'm watching more YouTube than I would normally watch in the summer when I'm riding. But G Molnar Dream Build? Milner. Oh, Dream Build. Yes. That's what I was thinking of, Pudgy. Oh, then Farley and Sam came through with Sid Fixes Bikes. And that is something I watch. And that's a good one. Oh, Sam. I don't know how I forgot about that. So another women's channel. And that's one I actually am subscribed to. Queer Cyclist. Yeah. Well, Yeah, queer cyclist. I think she identifies as she. I was going to say they because now I'm trying to be, but I think she that identifies as a she. But yeah, that's a really good channel. Newer channel that's grown really fast, I believe. So, and again, queer cyclist is one where I could, I'm subscribed, but I don't need to watch every video. Like, there's some stuff where she does a lot of like how it's more of like how Pathless Pedaled is now. How Russ is almost always reviews and talking about a specific topic and less ride oriented. So if the specific topic has less interest to me, like a very specific bag review that I'm not going to get, then I'll take it or leave it with that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely a good channel. Rad Bike Adventures. I'm hit or miss on Rad Bike Adventures. I'm not subscribed, but there's certain things like I think I think they're a great channel and they're cool people, but there's a certain part of that channel that like really me and Aaron have talked about this, not to get Aaron involved without her permission, but um, with Rad Bike Adventures, like sometimes it annoys me when someone just seems to have unlimited funds and comes from that perspective. So, like on Rad Bike Adventures, when they were talking about like, oh, so you're gonna go on your first tour that's like 2 or 3 months long, and I'm like, 2 or 3 months long? Who goes on their first tour that's 2 or 3 months long? Don't people have to fucking work? Like, you know, and it just seems a little bit like tone deaf sometimes, in my opinion. I actually like Rad Bike Adventures Instagram better than the YouTube channel, to be honest. Because sometimes I'm just like, that is not like, there doesn't seem to be any grounding in reality, in my opinion, on that channel. Or like, when they give beginner tips, they are not beginner tips. These are like, so if you're going to go and travel Europe for 5 months, here are the beginner tips to getting out on your bike. It's like, that's not a fucking thing. Beginner tips to getting out on your bike are riding 10 miles on the towpath. Like, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think I'm off base here, but that is a vibe that really turns me off on that channel. So, Doozer's too much. I can't, just personality doesn't strike it for me, but yeah. Rick, so you said Russ was interviewing a guy who makes buckles. I think he's getting desperate. I didn't watch that video live. I watched it after the fact while I was working. I loved it because I love that kind of like I like those kind of NPR shows, like how I built this, like about a company and how someone builds it. So I thought the buckle guy was fascinating because he was just talking about like having that idea and what it takes to make it come to life. And like it didn't matter. So that interview to me didn't even matter that it was bike parts. That's why I was tuned in because it was about bike parts. But it was like to me a fascinating level of like what it takes because I've just been a person who's always like like when I was younger, how do I get out of working at this car wash or doing whatever I'm doing? And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur instead and had an idea, have some kind of idea. So I really found the buckle guy super fascinating. And even when he was talking in the end of that video more about like stuff that was unrelated to that, how he used to consult for companies that like were startups and like the guys were so specific on this idea and he would like be like, back up, what's the market for this? Like I don't know. Personally, I found that really interesting and I think it's probably a live stream that didn't do that well for Russ, but it for me was one of those things that I thought was really interesting. So yeah. Who cries too much? Oh, Blackball said he's right there with me. Sleepy Hour said so about Doozer, but his rides are great, and when he rides with the other guy with the dog, he likes it. Nice. Sam said he thought it was an interesting stream. Yeah, because Pathless Pedal has done two in a row. He did the one with the guy who was like, using AI to make like bike parts and stuff like that. Same thing. I I find that fascinating. I just really like that kind of problem solving, entrepreneurial stuff. I know I work for companies that have CNC machines, and in my mind, my wheels have always been turning about like, what is something that I have a problem with on my bike that I could enlist these companies to run their machines overnight to make something that we could solve a problem for, and maybe other people would be interested in it, and maybe it could make me some money so I don't have to do the gigs I don't like as much, you know. I'm super happy to be a photographer and videographer, but always those kind of side hustles are always running through my mind. So, yeah, I kind of like that. I just really like that stuff. But human on the loose? I'm not familiar with that. Hey, what's up, Farley? Farley said propel for the e-bike crowd. Huh. Oh, I think we've talked about that on the channel before. Oh, I think Dylan was talking about that, how the channel's really good. Like almost even if you're not into e-bikes, they do a good job. Your mom's house is cool, guys show? What does that mean? Muskrat said, my early YouTube faves are some of the pack raft fat bike adventures on the remote Alaskan coast. Huh. Propel has the video rig right now. Huh. Easier to have a good video rig on an e-bike though, right? I'll have to check it out. I have pulled it up before because we've talked about it, but it's one of those things I forgot to check out anymore. Um, and I'm definitely interested in better video stuff. Propel bikes.
Hey guys, my name is Chris.
So is it this channel? Oh, okay, this got to be it. Yeah. I'll subscribe so I remember to check some of those out. Oh, so here's where you're talking about the video rig. Yeah. Oh, Rick said Propel had a cinematography professor build an e-bike camera rig for him. DJ Iran, and it's awesome. Okay, I think that is the video that started playing when I pulled it up, so I'll definitely check that out. So I haven't watched Vegan Cyclist, Pudgy. Actually, early in my cycling thing, I was watching a guy who was from Australia who was always talking about the Vegan Cyclist, and like kind of like hating on him. And I think he was a fellow vegan. What was that guy's name? I think he's a fairly big YouTuber, and it was roadie stuff. But I kind of, you know, went down the roadie rabbit hole for like 5 months, maybe at the most. Not enough to ever get kit, but enough to like. I think I like the idea of like, I ran cross country and I was always coached in it and running technique. So I think like GCN and what was this guy's name that I used to watch? I've unsubscribed because he really annoys me. He's super broy and he's super sexist. And once I realized that, I stopped watching him. But I said the vegan cyclist is what triggered this. But I did like learning a little bit about technique and the numbers and all that kind of stuff. And then I just kind of once I had enough of that information, and it just wasn't as relevant to my riding style anymore. But, like I said, I liked, I liked it for a while. It was, when everything was new, like I said, I'd always just ridden a bike. And so when I like got more into it and with the way YouTube was now, I kind of went down that path of trying to learn everything I could. So, and the racing stuff, which I kind of liked when I was younger, is what stuck from that. But I realized I like watching racing. I don't need to be involved in it, and I don't need to ride my bikes or have those kind of bikes. So, Oh, Jay Dandy, you got it. Dury, yeah, Durian Rider. Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of. But yeah, I had to kind of stop watching that. It was like just a bit too much. So cannibalism cyclist is kind of weird. Huh. Chris said vegan is way too cringe. Just can't do it. And then Pudgy said Durian Rider is a douche. Yeah, like I said, early on I was watching it. I was listening to stuff, how to get faster, and like I said, I don't know how I must have just hit a streak of videos where he wasn't being as he is. I don't know. Or I just snapped out of it and I was like, you know, I think also just when you first get into things, you just find something and then you get in tune with it. Then you're like, wait, I don't care about this or this isn't me. Like, so. Oh, Obsolescence said the same thing. Durian, Durian, yeah, he's horrible. Yeah. I feel like if he just happened out of the blue to tune into this stream right now, he would fly to the United States to try and find me and kick my ass. So, or challenge me to a race. You know, it's like that kind of person. So, oh yeah, we should do that. Farley made a good point. Just in the share a vid channel, which we do a lot, but yeah, some of the ones we're talking about that might be a little that we don't talk about as much. You know, feel free to drop those links into the Discord. Um, I see Doge. Oh, there's another one. Dogecoin just dropped Safa Brian video, and Safa Brian, same thing. I'm subscribed. I'm hit or miss. Like when he puts out a 50-minute video of a descent, I'm just not going to watch it. I'm not going to invest that kind of time. But like, I do like watching Safa. Some of his stuff is pretty cool. Or just kind of almost a Lucas thing where it's just like, oh my god, like someone descending a gravel hill like this. But aboard. Jay Dandy said he thinks he would like vegan in person, but he just bros too much on video. There's a number of social media personalities and YouTubers that I feel like that about, where I'm like, I bet I'd really like this guy, but their online presence rubs me the wrong. I know people like that in real life. Their online presence bothers me, and then I'm like, I really like this person when I hang out with them. So yeah. Is it aboard time? Is it 11? Oh, it is 11. Huh. I probably should sign off here because said still in the midst of like an insanely busy period. So tomorrow I'll be editing all day, which is nice. Hopefully get caught up. Like I said, I shot a wedding. Uh, Even though it was like a totally fun, laid back wedding, it was at Madcap Brewery. Still, when I dumped my memory cards, I shot 1,100 photos. Of course, I won't edit all those. It'll probably be, I would guess, probably in the 350 range. Because you think like at a wedding when they do the kiss, you know, I'm just snapping as many as I can. And I'll still send more of those than I would if it was kind of a normal event with like a guy getting an award, because I want them to have the ones they like. But yeah, that's just weddings are just a bunch of work. No matter how you any way you shake it, you're trying to capture every single moment that happens. Um, then I have an event tomorrow night. It's a residence graduation for a hospital. That'll be a lot of photos too, because people want like family photos after they graduate. Their speeches, just a lot of stuff. Thursday night, I have an event out in Cleveland. It's going to be a rooftop. I hope the weather's good. Um, Rooftop overlooking like the West Side Market and stuff like that, a new social space. It's an Akron U alumni event. Um, the Cleveland chapter, I guess, would be interesting. So yeah, I want to be able to camp this weekend and be caught up on everything, and still have a couple video projects. I did one for Metro, the bus transportation company. I think they're going to hit me up with a few edits this week. But yeah, so trying to stay on top of it. And then we leave, so we're gonna, I think probably do an overnight or a weekend out, just a quick one, just a few of us friends, two private properties, so it'll be a small group. to line it up with the Swift camp out. And then the week after that, we're going on our big tour for the summer, the Gap and CNO. So, yeah, busy, good busy, but just, yeah, trying to really make sure I keep up on things so I don't get too far behind. But, oh, Sleepy Howler said you like crust videos. I feel like um, for a long time I couldn't take crust videos, especially just the ride ones. And now they've gotten better at editing them. Like the last few, I know Dylan shared one in the Discord. I feel like they've stepped them up a little more. Some crust videos I have a hard time, even though I think they're funny. They're just too long-winded, or they're just too much single camera shot with no cuts. So I feel like crust has got better. And they had some older ones I liked too, but there was a period where they were just kind of boring me, to be honest. Rick, you want to edit the winning picks? So $50. Rick, if you're in at $44 sold, um, that's like 2 solid days of work to me. So free, but I get to keep the bridesmaids photos. They didn't do like a. They had like kind of a maid of honor, and then my one good riding buddy Ryan Berge was kind of the best man. But they didn't. It wasn't a very traditional wedding, so there were no like everybody had to buy a dress type thing or anything like that. She definitely had some cute friends though. So Andrew, you said CNO all the way to DC, other way. So we're going to drive to Pittsburgh, park our car, take the train early in the morning. The train's at like 4 something if it's on time. It never is. Take the train to DC, spend the night in DC because the train's always late, so you can't rely on it. And then so from DC, we're going to ride back to Pittsburgh. So for us, that makes the most sense because that cuts down on the driving time, even though it adds a couple days to the trip. But that's vacation. So yeah, so we'll be doing DC all the way to Pittsburgh. So, which is kind of nice too because, you know, you're on the CNO, then you climb to the Continental Divide and you kind of have like a slight downhill all the way to Pittsburgh, but what's up, Dimitri? Uh, I think me and Dimitri are in contact, like, uh, in slight contact for like 8 hours a day as we watch the Terry B streams. So, but it's funny because when you say everyone doing bike touring now, I think Terry B is later to the game than the rest of us because I never pictured Terry B riding in flip flops in a fly fishing shirt on a loaded bike. You know, I think it's awesome, but yeah, like I said. Oh yeah, Pudgy, what day do you guys leave for Ohio to Erie? So, oh Andrew, you're in DC. That's right. Yeah, we're gonna cruise around that evening. So maybe there'll be a chance to meet up for a beer or something like that if you happen to be around. I think the night we'd be in DC is the first, but yeah, I want to ride around. I want to ride around the generic stuff, the mall and all that. I kind of want to cruise around, but I know we do had. I think Aaron had some beer spots and dinner spots picked out. So Rick, oh Pudgy, you're going 3rd through the 8th. That's right. I don't. I wonder if we'll even be back. Oh, well, you're going north to south, so yeah. This is the first year we're not doing it, and Demetri said, since you got your single speed, been thinking about visiting your friends out west, but that would be murder. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Andrew, you'll be in New York that weekend. Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely miss you then. Oh, you're going south to north, Pudgy. I might act. We might actually. Well, I'll speak for myself, not everyone else. Might actually be able to ride with you for a little bit then. As of now, on my calendar, I don't have anything on the 7th or 8th. I mean, I don't know what getting back from vacation will lead to if there's things that'll develop over vacation I have to take care of. But as of right now, if you wonder why I'm looking down at my phone calendar up here, but so there's a chance I'd be able to join you for a bit of that ride, hopefully. So, Christian, what's up? You said, do I ride an e-bike? If not, any plans to ride one in the future? Yeah, 100% plans to ride. I don't ride one. I 100% plan to ride one in the future. I don't know when that is though. So, the future being if I have an injury and I can't push the pedals the way I want to on my regular bike, or just when my age starts to catch up to me. So yeah, 100% know that. 100% believe that at some point I will ride an e-bike. No idea when that is. I'm going to push the pedals myself as long as I can. Uh, you know, I'm a fairly healthy 43-year-old right now, but yeah, no idea. See ya, Nathan. Dimitri, what are you testing? I know I'm 2 hours later. Um, Trying to think of what you're asking there. Oh, oh, Dimitri, yeah. So I think some people are here, but doing a, oh, see you, Andrew. See you in the Terry B chats. So doing interviews on the bike. So that's what we were doing tonight. Like, I had a camera set up on the back of the bike, camera set up on the front of the bike, and then a separate audio channel, headphones on, and two people mic'd up riding their bikes behind me over gravel. So that's what the test is. Oh, I think my thumbnail. If I just pull up a stream with no plans, it just pulls up that testing thumbnail, which is from when I was testing a stream at some point. So that's what you're asking about. So nothing. I just haven't changed the thumbnail. I went directly live when I got home tonight, and somehow that's what YouTube pulls up from when I did a private test whenever. Yeah, interesting. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do you misspelled testes. Yeah, really, I think, oh, you know what that thumbnail is from? We were doing a test of whether we could have a bunch of members chat at once, but it was total chaos. And anytime I just go directly live without setting up a stream, it uses that thumbnail for some reason. But which is kind of good because it kind of is like testing when I just turn everything on and hope it works. So, oh yeah, Christian, you said some of my favorite fellow YouTuber creators: Propel, Dustin Klein, Terry B. When he Twitch streams from New York all day, he rides an e-bike. Yeah, I don't. So Dustin Klein uses one because the climbiness of their rides when he films long stuff. So to be able to film, ride, and put his bike on low. Terry B rides an e-bike because he streams all day long, and so he's still riding, and it makes it more chill. But and then cargo bikes, I have friends who ride cargo bikes, Rusty, Dylan. But yeah, for me, it's just not an issue for the way I make videos yet. I'm able to film them because I'm just filming the rides I do. You have to remember those guys are full-time YouTubers. So it's more important for them to get like what they need to do. Like I'm not doing, I'm almost never doing a ride for YouTube. I'm just riding and filming the rides that I'm doing because it's, you know, basically, even though I'm monetized, it's basically just a hobby. It doesn't come anywhere near paying my bills. It sustains itself in a way. So yeah, like, so I don't need an e-bike for the YouTube channel in the way that they use theirs for like really monetizing their content. And I believe Dustin Klein's was also probably free from Specialized to show it. So if someone wanted to send me an e-bike, I wouldn't turn it down, but at 3,000 or whatever subscribers, that's not going to happen. So Dimitri, oh yeah, because you stream on Twitch, so done 4 to 5 hours on a bike streaming, it gets kind of bad by the end. Yeah. That's one of the things I have to always remind myself, like, and I talked about this, I think, with just being busy and not being able to stream twice a week right now, is like, I'm I'm on YouTube, but I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a professional photographer, and that's what pays my mortgage, and um, pays for what I do. So it's like, I really like doing YouTube, like, and it's fun, but I can't like get bogged down in the idea of when I watch the other guys I really like. It's like Russ and Terry. That's their career. It's it's not my career. So Summit Metro Park has e-rickshaws. I haven't seen those yet. The rickshaws can be a good option for disabled or elders. We may wish to see. Who may wish to see trails. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I have a friend or an acquaintance. He's done some work on the building, so I guess he's a friend of the former owner, and me and him are kind of friends. He does a tandem bike ride every year, where they take the blind and the blind get a ride on the back of the bikes, and it's a way for them to be able to get out and feel that sensation of cycling. But obviously, if you're legally blind, you can't go ride a bike on your own, which is a really cool thing to do. And yeah, the tandem is the perfect thing for that. And a tandem e-bike or a tandem rickshaw I could see why that for disabled, getting people out on the trails would be a really cool thing as well. Yeah. I need more mountain bike videos. I heard those are popular. All right, dude. So yeah, why don't we, Christian, maybe Dimitri might know the answer to that question. I don't. All right, yeah. Like I said, can't stay up too late. Need to get back to work. But Dimitri did know the answer, Chris. So, all right. Sign off for the night. Thursday, my gig in Cleveland is supposed to end at 7:30. I'm gonna know some people up there. I have to drive home from Cleveland, so I won't be looking to go out after any of that. So I'll let you guys know when I get out of there if it'll be possible to pull off a stream. Normal drive time is like 40, 45 minutes, so it shouldn't be a problem. But if I just end up hanging and talking because I know people, or if this event runs over, I don't know. Just play it by ear on that stream. Again, trying to get some videos dropped before the weekend, but just going to be busy keeping up on the events. Oh, I do have a portrait shoot at the hospital as well. So, all right. Yeah, let's end it there. Rick, I'm not hitting you up about those photo edits. Everyone have a good night. It was fun. I'm glad I jumped on even though it was late. And like I said, I think I said this before I realized this stream was unlisted. I think maybe this will be a thing, and maybe even on Thursday, depending on how I feel after being in the car, of just jumping on when I can, to still do some live streams and get to hang out with everybody over the summer, because I really like doing this. It's fun, but it's so hard to predict the schedule as much as it is in the winter when I know it's dark at 4:30. It's easy to jump on a live stream at 9 o'clock. But all right, everyone have a good night.
See myself on your YouTube.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Cause
Yeah.
this not
Fitzwater photo.